Hey there everybody. So today I have a practical lesson for you since I'm also at home and I have one Raspberry Pi and I would like to change my operating system on it to run on Ubuntu Core instead of the default Raspberry Pi one. I do have an application running on it, and at the moment the application is not running. I suppose there's a problem with the SD card, a problem with it being filled up by logs, and I simply cannot connect to it so via SSH. And this tutorial is for all of you who want to install Ubuntu Core on a Raspberry Pi, and this will be like a step-by-step tutorial. It will be a practical tutorial, so there will be challenges. We will face challenges along the way, and I'm here to guide you. And let's see how we are going to achieve this thing. First of all, let's talk about requirements. So first, you'll need, of course, a Raspberry Pi. I do have a model for, I suppose older models are working fine as well, but I do recommend to have a newer model as new as possible. And I do have the 4 giga model with me, although I would recommend you to have the 8 giga RAM model one. Apart from that, you'll need an SD card of at least 16 giga, an external HDMI monitor, of course. If you want and we will need micro HDMI adapter to normal HDMI, simply because the Raspberry Pi has the two HDMI ports, but they are little ones, they are micro ones, right? And we will need this to connect our external monitor. And last but not least, we will need the USB keyboard. Time to head over to the steps overview. So pretty much these are the steps we will follow through in this tutorial. So first of all, we will download the image from the ubuntu.com website. We will use the Ubuntu Core 22 with ARM64 image, and as of now it's the latest image compatible with Raspberry Pi 4. Now the second step will be to get our Raspberry Pi image creator in order to write the image to the SD card, and this software is available, I think, for all the platforms on this address from the Raspberry Pi official website. The third step will be to insert the SD card into the Raspberry and plug it in. Then there will be a first boot setup, and in there are a couple of steps to perform, like Ubuntu Core account login and perhaps some SSH keys which are needed, and the Wi-Fi setup. Now, in order to make sure that everything is good, we restart the device and have a look over it. Now what remains for us to do is to get onto it, because practice makes perfect. So let's start. Good. So let's check in the downloads folder. I have downloaded the Ubuntu Core image. I can see it over there, and now let's see, I remember I had this image writer from the Raspberry. Yeah, I have the Raspberry Pi imager. It's right here. A newer version is available. Okay, although I'm not really happy sometimes with this kind of because it should have been updated, or it's okay. Let's try. So this is the imager. I thought that it's going to update itself, but no, it's not. So I followed the website, and it downloaded me a deb file, and I'm going to update this package. Let's see. Updating, installing. Good. Imager. Let's see. Good. And storage. We don't have the SD card plugged in yet, so I'm going to put it into my machine. I have a 32 giga storage card, which already has some sort of a raspberry inside, but I'm going to erase it completely. And the storage, yes, it has been seen when I'm now what I have to do is to change to a custom image, and I'm going to use this image that I downloaded earlier. Now I hit next and use the OS customization. Let's see what they have. So it seems you can customize some of the things right from the start, right? So I'm going to set the host name, password, I don't know, configure wireless LAN, yeah, maybe. And I'm going also to type in a password for this local account. Time zone, it will be not this one. So for now, this device will be used. So I want it in Bucharest. Okay, Europe Bucharest, and I'm going to customize. I'm going to type my password, and I'm going to hit save. Yeah, the settings has been edited, and I'm going to hit yes. All existing data on the internal SD card will be erased. Yes, this is to be expected and normal. Now it will ask me for the SUDO rights. Going to provide them, and I'm going to wait for the process to finish. And while this process is going to take place, I'm going to prepare the items from the list of the requirements. So practically, I will need a plug for the supplying power to the Raspberry. I'll need a Type-C cable. I will need an HDMI, micro HDMI to HDMI adapter, the USB keyboard, I have it here, and also the external monitor. The SD card will be prepared, so once it will be finished, I will insert it into the Raspberry Pi, and I will start the boot process. Okay, time for the practical stuff. So right here we have the Raspberry, right? And we have the adapter. This is the micro HDMI to HDMI adapter. I've got the SD card, which I flashed earlier, and I also have one adapter for the plug with an USB, normal USB to Type-C. So this is to power on the Raspberry. And I also have the external monitor. So the external monitor is right here with me. Good. I'm going to insert the SD card into the Raspberry. So let's see. Looks a bit tricky. Okay, come on. Easy, easy does it. Good. It now has been inserted. And let's plug the adapter first into one of the available HDMI slots, and I'm going to insert to the external monitor. So this part of the connection is complete. Now all I have to do is to find the socket in order to power on the device. I do have one below me. Okay. And time to power it on. So this is the power on button, plug. Okay. Let's see, do we have any light for it? Anything to, yeah, we see a small light. And voila, I also have it. I have something on my monitor as well. I will show you now. You can now see the Ubuntu Core, which is booting into the first time setup, right? And I'm going to fix this so in order to get a better shot at it. Okay, what I forgot is so I have this keyboard which is in my USB socket. I will connect it to the Raspberry. So I'm going to connect my keyboard to the Raspberry Pi, which is right here near with me. Okay, I connected the keyboard as well. So we can see the Ubuntu Core which is installing. At the moment it's still performing something. So we have to wait for for this process to finish before doing anything else. I don't know how much time it will take. Okay, installing. Yeah, I can notice some change. So now it's instead of saying installing, it's starting the system. I'm really curious how it will look like. I think two years ago or something like that, I installed Ubuntu Core and it was quite a nice experience. And I'm really curious what they did so far, so how they evolved and what kind of user experience it has. I see that right now it mounts some snaps, which is okay. Preparing some snaps, blah blah blah. So it's still doing some configuration, which is not bad. Okay, if you look to the left of the screen, we see a message saying press enter to configure. Okay, I pressed enter. Good. Now we get this menu, Ubuntu Core, configure the network and set up an administrator account on this all snap Ubuntu Core system. Okay, we don't have any other option, just to press OK. Good. So now I still see this DHCP there. I don't know if it's okay or not. I have no idea if it's right or wrong. So the Wi-Fi password should work. There is no IPv6. I think I'm going to hit done on it. Now you have to supply an email address. So I have my own email address and I'm going to use it. Okay, this is done. And let's see what else. So right now we have, I think we have it done. Good, back on my laptop. So now that the Raspberry Pi has the operating system on it, it's time to connect to it via your laptop with SSH. Now Ubuntu creates or uses some sort of as SSH keys, and they will be linked automatically to your account. And then in the setup, when you um, supply your email, then that account, that Raspberry with your account will be linked somehow with those SSH keys that you already set up in the Ubuntu Core, right, in the cloud. Now, setting out those keys is not the purpose of this video. I do have these keys for quite some time in my documents. So right now, what I need to do is to uh, try out the connection. This is simple as it gets. So I need to use the SSH command with the -i command to supply that identification key, and I'm going to use my username and the address that was supplied in the setup. So we know that the Raspberry Pi, I know that it has this address 06165, and I'm going to connect to it. Okay, it asks for some passphrase. Oh, yeah, and I'm now on the machine. Look how cool is that. Yeah, uptime. Yeah, it's up for 1 minute. Date. Yes, surely it is. 8:40 UTC. Cool. So this means that the installation has succeeded. This means that everything is all right with the machine, and I'm also curious. I want to reboot it. Can I reboot? Yes. So of the last steps was to reboot the machine and check if it's going to come up again. So I want to make sure, as always, that the configuration of the Wi-Fi is persistent. If you have a Raspberry Pi at home, I do advise, if it's possible, to keep it configured with a LAN plugged in, so that in case of the Wi-Fi problems, and there are Wi-Fi problems sometimes, you don't have any problems connecting to it because of the Wi-Fi. Let's see if it has started again. SSH. For now, it didn't start. It might take some time for the services to become operational. Let's see. Okay, it asks for the pass key. Yeah, uptime. Yeah, it's back online, so it should be all good. So I think that that's quite about it for the purpose of this video. Um, the purpose of the video was to show you how to install the Ubuntu Core into a fresh installation on a Raspberry Pi, and it seems we have succeeded. And yeah, let's see how it goes further on. There are many things to configure, and I want to install some application of mine and test it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you found this useful. All the best.